The Social Dilemma is a documentary that is currently available on Netflix. And it kind of threw me off at first because I was expecting a straight documentary. But it's actually it's a documentary that's fused with a narrative drama. And I was taken aback at first, but the marriage of the two was done very well. It was super creative. And I quickly got over that initial hesitation that I had. So what the documentary is about, in essence, is feedback from folks that worked at very high levels of a lot of these tech companies like Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter, all of which were high-ranking and like VPs and directors and development folks. And they were warning against the addictive nature of these applications, as well as the bubbles and echo chambers that they help create. Like you have one guy, for example, that ran a complete team that created the like button on Facebook. And then they get into the downstream implications of that with how that very addictive, seemingly small thing impacts society. Like, for example, with younger kids in high school and junior high and being driven to post things to gain likes from their friends. And when they don't get them, it aids in their depression. And then they change their behavior in ways that seeks that approval and gratification that they're getting, that dopamine hit that they're getting from having a lot of likes. You see the implications of this in industry, even with advertisers that will work with social media influencers and folks with large followings that get a lot of likes and attention on their posts. So it even drives industry in that way. And, companies have on their payroll and via consulting, especially these types of companies, like behavioral psychologists whose goal is to find out what would make this application more addicting or more engaging, quote unquote, aka more addicting, and drive usage. What colors are more palatable. There's A/B testing that goes on to decide. They'll put side-by-side samples of the same application, and one is orange and the other one's red, and it's the same logo and design, and find out which one gets more clicks and then go with that one. And things like on an iPhone, for example, the little red notification bubble that you have next to your emails or text messages, like that was a deliberate decision that was made because through these behavioral psychologists and A/B testing, they determined that bubble would make you more likely to click on the application and use it. They touch on the precision with which you can target individuals with the tools provided to sell them things or create groups and sow dissent even. For example, they didn't touch on this on the doc, but someone by the name of Renee DiResta, which is the director of research at New Knowledge, and she's been on like Sam Harris's podcast. I believe she's been on Rogan's as well. She's been brought forth or commissioned by the Senate Intelligence Committee. She broke this story of Russian run troll farm, for example. I forget the name of the company. It's like the Internet Research Agency or something like that. That is dedicated to just sowing dissent and creating instability in other countries like the US, for example. These are folks that are literally clocking in and out. That's their, quote unquote corporate 9 to 5. This is what they do. And they'll, create Facebook groups and promote a pro-Trump rally at a specific location and get a group of folks to go there, and then do the same thing within a pro-Hillary group and have them meet at a rally and then have both rallies across the street from each other just to sow this dissent and hate and possible violence, etc. So there are tools that allow that to happen. Again, not that example specifically. And one of the most, I would call, dangerous and unintended consequences of the way that application algorithms work in wanting to, and are the fact that they're driven by the goal of capturing your attention as their primary goal, means that it's at all costs, right? So if an application sees that you click on a car video, if you're on Instagram or something like that, whenever you go to search on Instagram, you're going to see more cars. It's going to feed you more car videos, because its goal is to keep you active and using the application. It works the same way on YouTube and, even Google, even when you're searching something. So the danger comes in the inevitable creation of bubbles, of echo chambers, of you liking, for example, a pro-Trump video, for example, or a Fox News post, or anything conservative leaning. The algorithms are going to make sure that they feed you more of what it is that you like, more of what it is that got your attention, and less of everything else. And the danger lies in the fact that we're all operating off of half information. If I have, for example, left-leaning tendencies, right, and I search within Google that knows my left-leaning tendencies, is climate change, and I just type in that, it'll start feeding me, is climate change real? These are the reasons why it's real. Article after article, study after study, reasons why it's real. If I'm a right-leaning person, and I won't see anything else, if I'm a right-leaning person with right-leaning tendencies, and I type in, is climate change, it'll autofill fake. Is climate change fake? Yes, it's fake. This is why it's fake. Report after report, study after study, telling me why it's fake. So then it creates that bubble on both sides, and one side is like just yelling, climate change is real. What, are you crazy? And the other side has the equal opposite argument. Climate change is fake. What, are you crazy? And so it goes with the vast majority of all major issues that we discuss and argue about. And it's really interesting shit. It's scary, but interesting. And kind of highlights, for me at least, the importance of actively seeking out opposing opinions. Just to hear them out. Just to see what it is. Just to kind of hack, quote unquote, the algorithms and confuse them a bit. Don't let them feed you what it thinks you want to be hearing and seeing. If you think climate change is real, search, why is climate change not real? Do little things like that, and vice versa. Anyway, I highly recommend it. It was a very, very interesting, enlightening in some ways watch. And just to end it with the narrative drama, it was really cool how they like anthropomorphize the application algorithms. Like they make the algorithms like people. And you see like a panel of 3 people saying, damn, Tony hasn't used his phone in the last 5 minutes. Let's send him an alert that a friend of his is on Facebook and he should say hi. And they'll send an alert and be like, damn, he didn't respond to that. Okay, send them a coupon from Amazon and tell them that, there's a sale going on within the next 5 minutes. And they like make these people like, they make the algorithm like personified in that way. So it helps the idea of it, of how the algorithm is actually functioning. It helps it like sink in, and it draws you into the narrative of the documentary, which is basically that the ultimate goal of all these applications and systems is to get and keep the user's attention, because ultimately that's how they get paid, son. Anyway, The Social Dilemma is streaming now on Netflix.